the Directorate of Criminal Investigations Director, that's George Kinoti, has ordered for a probe into the conduct of police officers manning a roadblock in Kitengela along the Namanga-Nairobi highway. Now, this after the officers humiliated detectives who seized that truck that was transporting over 20,000 litres of ethanol smuggled from Tanzania. The 6-hour standoff forced Kinoti to deploy flying squad officers to escort the truck to CID headquarters. And as Enock Sikolia reports, detectives are looking for the owner of the consignment.
At the DCI headquarters along Kiambu Road, Nairobi, a group of young men were busy offloading a truck that was impounded last night in Kajiado County. One by one, sacks of animal feeds are removed from the truck. Detectives, however, were not interested with the animal feeds. Their eyes were fixed underneath. That is what your eye can see. But there is what your eye can't see. Let's see what is hidden under this black canvas. Now, this is what was of interest to DCI officers: drums of a liquid suspected to be ethanol. The officers counted up to 80 drums of the suspected liquid that is approximately worth 6.4 million shillings. The truck was intercepted at Basil in Kajiado County 7 p.m. on Sunday, few hours after it crossed into the country from the neighboring Tanzania. Detectives had responded to an intelligence which had informed them of a smuggling case at the Namanga border point. The informer had told DCI that the truck had ethanol that had been concealed in sacks of animal feeds. But as the container was being driven to the DCI headquarters under the escort of detectives, a standoff ensued between detectives and police officers manning a roadblock in Kitengela who refused to grant it passage. According to the statement recorded at the DCI headquarters, police officers at the roadblock and its senior sub-county commander, Kitengela, had initially refused to let go the truck and the consignment, insisting that they had no knowledge of the operation, even though the arrest was occasioned in Basil, an area out of their jurisdiction. So bad was the standoff that it lasted more than 6 hours between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. and had to involve senior officers. The incident left DCI boss George Kinoti an angry man, given that his officers had identified themselves to the roadblock officers and had issued an explainer of what was happening. The consignment was in custody of detectives and had not been opened to see the content. And that made matters worse as DCI officers questioned why roadblock officers and the sub-county commander were going against the norm and demanding that the truck be held in Kitengela under their custody. DCI suspects that the officers could have colluded with unscrupulous businessmen to smuggle contraband goods in the country. DCI boss George Kinoti has told Citizen TV that, and I quote, "I have ordered for serious investigations into the conduct of the police officers who were manning the roadblock in Kitengela yesterday, and if found being part of the evasion plan, action will be taken." Kinoti was forced to deploy more than 20 detectives from special units to intervene and escort the consignment from Kitengela to DCI headquarters, Nairobi. During the whole ordeal, the driver of the truck managed to escape, and detectives are still looking for the owner of the vehicle. Enock Sikolia, Citizen TV, Nairobi.